I understand the complaint when people are actually coming out and helping them out. You're going to see a lot more of that. You're going to see the trails really, come up to par and be comparable to all the other trails in the area once you open them up. So, looking forward to it.
From Scotch Plains. I've lived in Union County all my life. I've been hiking in this park since as long as I can remember. My parents used to bring me up here. I'm a dog walker, I'm a hiker. I brought my kids up here to find little animals and whatnot, have a lot of fun. I'm not a mountain biker. My biggest concern is that this park is underutilized. I don't know how many people believe that, but my concern is that some future generations may not appreciate this park as much as we do. And in a county that's got debt, it might be an easy place to raise some cash. So as far as I'm concerned, mountain bikers have every right to use these trails as hikers do, as families do, doing whatever they want to do, as long as it's safe and with attention to other people around them. I've never had a problem with any mountain bikers as I come across them on the trails. Good people, open the park to everybody. Thank you.
Eric Rockmore, Wisdom. I have to admit, I came from New York, and when I came to Union County, I didn't know that you could mountain bike. And there were some trailheads that didn't have signs that you could mountain bike. So I've been mountain biking in the park. In 2006, I lived on the reserve from the time I was under 22, and I saw mountain bikers in there. People have been biking. Anyone want to raise their hand to admit that they biked in the reserve before? Probably about 20 people. Have any of you ever had an injury on these supposedly unsafe trails? There's no one raising their hand. I mean, I don't think the trails are unsafe. People have been biking there. I have to admit, I didn't know that it was illegal. There weren't any signs at trail site at the Sky Top for a long time. And they're really underutilized, like the last speaker said. I bike, I see mountain bikers, I see some hikers. It's a park that's really not used that much. And you really got to think about having trails where we could have newer riders. I've had kids, and when this whole controversy came out, now it's publicized that Union County doesn't even allow mountain biking in any of the county parks. And I take my kids to Brightwood Park with their mountain bikes. So now, this is not just about opening Watchung. This is about having a place in Union County for even beginner riders to ride on a trail. It's not just about opening Watchung. And I just want to point out that we don't really have enough trails being proposed. We've ridden all these trails, the whites, the purples, they're fine, no one's gotten hurt. I'm not an advanced mountain biker, I've never gotten hurt, because no one here has gotten hurt. One proposal would be, if it's too much to include more mileage right now, to have at least shared access, twice a month, on a weekend from 7 to 12, where mountain bikers can use the white, the purple trails. It wouldn't be open to us all the time, but to allow access certain times, shared access. It doesn't have to be all the time, because there really isn't enough trails that can satisfy beginner riders, and there's a lot of bikers here, and we want the trails to be safe in respects to enough room for runners, for hikers. It's a shared park. We have to share it. We need to open it up and at least have some shared time on certain days of the week, in addition to what you guys proposed. Thank you.
My name is Damien. I live in Mount side. When I first saw the signs after my brother's football practice, I thought it was an immature joke. Well, and no. Sorry.
There's something you want to write, Damien.
That's not reasonable.
Okay.
My opinion, the trails, they're just really steep. And when we block mountain bikes from trails, it really defeats the purpose. And we don't support couch potatoes. We support active people.
Yes, Rob Rexon here from Providence again. So I think what I heard earlier is one of the main safety concerns is with horses. If you're on a bike, if you encounter a horse you don't know, that you should stop right away. And then, if you have a 9-year-old rider on a horse, I like some of the suggestions before of having some times where horses can ride the trails and bikers can ride the trails. Someone mentioned weekends. There's some of us who live in the area, we like to go after work. So, ride down the other side of the mountain and, come across those trails that the horses are really lucky to have, the purple ones at the, near the deserted village and along Glenside Road. They are 2-person wide. They're great for beginner riders or people who like to leisurely ride on the trails. So 2 points is, one, if you're sharing time, consider after work, after 5 or so for bikers, and please consider that upper area of the park where people who live in Berkeley Heights, New Providence can ride down that road that doesn't have any cars from the other side of the mountain and ride around that area. It's a great thing to do. Thank you.
Michael Atterbury from Cranford again. And I just realized while we were talking about the theoretical 9-year-old beginner horseback rider, and I understand, if you have kids and spook a horse. I had horses when I was a kid, and spook a horse, and it's a bad deal. However, it occurred to me a couple of years ago, my wife and I went riding, and we were, because I had lived in a million years, I was considered a beginner rider, which makes perfect sense. I looked at the trail maps and I was really excited to go on all those trails, and they said, no, you're a beginner rider. You have to stay on this tiny little loop right around the stables. So there's certainly a possibility that, and the advantage of the stable manager will hear, maybe she can answer, but that the area right around the stables could be reserved for absolutely horses only, beginner riders, less experienced horse riders, and mountain bikers would stay away from there. And then the more experienced equestrians can go on mixed trails, that border more around the, the top of what this gentleman was saying about the, the old village. Because I don't think that theoretical 9-year-old is allowed to go on those trails. But again, maybe I'm wrong. They get into that.
Hey, Chris Hager again from Summit. So again, bringing up all the equestrian riders, I'm not, but my sister is, and I know very little about it. And to one of the just previous speakers, I agree. I have no idea what you're supposed to do if you ride or walk up to a horse, or vice versa if you're on a horse and you're walking with somebody riding a bike that I assume you would stop. But the reality is I have no idea. And I would assume that a lot of the equestrian riders, especially when they're young, they're taught how to be safe and how to use the trails properly when you do be walking with somebody. So again, more just a suggestion, and as far as trail plans go, especially multi-use trails, education is probably the safest way to keep people using trails properly. So whether you do it through the county or even through schools or even just having pamphlets up on the trailheads and just a little, just some sort of education on how to safely interact with anyone else on the trail, I think would alleviate a lot of the potential issues in the future with anyone using the trail at the same time.
Just real quickly, to my right is Rachel Barris from the Watchung Stables. She can just touch upon a few rider issues. We don't need to get thoroughly into this, but she can speak a little bit about some of your concerns, our concerns also.
Hi everybody, thanks for coming. So, one of our main concerns as horseback riders are safety, obviously. The majority of the time we have beautiful race riding, but people do enjoy the trails. We have trails for the public, for privately owned horses. We have soup to nuts going out there, meaning advanced, beginner, 9-year-olds and up. We typically stay to the trails for anyone that comes that are around the stable. We also venture out further. Some of the more advanced riders, as someone had pointed out before, do venture out on further trails. One thing I want to point out is anybody that goes on those trails are told you be respectful, you be responsible, and you pull over if anybody is coming. Now, those of you who don't know horses know that they can startle easily, and the last thing you want is for anyone to fall off the horse and have an accident. Those horses get loose, they come running back to the barn. It's a huge disaster. So we make sure that we tell everybody, be respectful. I've had many instances where I've had people come back and say, I had a biker come up, they pulled over, I pulled over, we kind of acknowledge each other and go over our separate ways. Great. We've had times where someone's been out there running and the runners pull over, the horses pull over, everyone goes their separate ways. We've also had bad times out there where runners have run past the horses, bikers have flown past the horses and startled them, and my response is, you say nothing, you come back and tell me, I want you to be respectful and responsible, and not be rude. And I don't know if anyone can tell me in this room that they've had problems with horseback riders, but they are given a list of rules and they are to abide. And if they do not follow those rules, their trail privileges are absolutely revoked, 100%. Because I want to have that, we're out there to share. And we're also out there to enjoy. Does anybody have any questions for me? Yes?
I'm just, fantastic, really good to hear. And again, just kind of what I just said also, I assume that everyone who's using equestrian trails at the horseback rider has some sort of background to it. And and I would say I would probably apologize also for the accident type of mountain bike. I'm just very innocent, and I'll be honest with you, I have rode there, ran up on a horse and startled a little bit and said, no idea they were even there. So.
And that's okay. That happens, but again, anytime anyone approaches a horse, we ask, just move over, bike riders, move over. They may not see you, they're running, whatever, they're at the, they have their earphones in. I've always told them, just pull over. And that way the horse will look, and it's more so a problem when they run up behind, and the horses are, don't know what's coming. They'd rather run away from danger than stand and face with their bunch of babies.
I don't know if maybe use already. One, just be thought even. Like I said, I have no idea what the requirements or the request would be. Obviously, it's very to speak. So, maybe you or maybe you don't, but you just close it to the county and saying, hey, listen, this is what we need as equestrians on the trail. This is what we need bikers and hikers to know. Just make sure that
That's
aware.
Yeah, because like I said, I just tell my riders, and it's strictly enforced, it absolutely enforced. I mean, if they can't behave out there like normal human beings and be polite, they're absolutely not allowed to utilize those trails. That's unacceptable behavior. And, I would hate, besides the horse manure, I would hate for anyone out there utilizing those trails to have a bad experience with the rider. That's unacceptable to me. I will not allow it.
I think we all feel, as anyone else who's not a customer, I feel the same way. Yeah, we, by all means, don't want to compete on anyone else who's riding the horse to get feeling like they're endangering.
Of course, absolutely.
Would you be open to more shared trails if that was the case, if there was education in place for bikers? Because there's a pretty limited biker little run here right now. I mean, do you think shared trails are a bad thing?
I have to think more about that.
Because this is very strictly misuse, you know, the current plan.
Tennessee from Georgia. I just want to, I've been a mountain bike advocate for well over a decade. Every single thing I know about interactions with equestrians, I've learned either from doing trail maintenance alongside equestrians in Allaire, or interactions on the trail, particularly in Allaire, Fairhill, down in Delaware, Maryland area, is massive horse park. And we learn from communicating. I learned just maybe 3 years ago that if you see a horse that's you know, looks a little uneasy, take your helmet off and start speaking to the horse. Many people in this room don't know that. We will learn that when you open this park to us and you educate us. I will plan educational days where we go out to the stables and we can help your riders by helping them interact with us as well. That's what this is all about, is educating the user group. So I'd like to suggest to the county to add this to your notes today, that when user groups communicate, they all learn from each other, and they learn how to get along. And conflicts are always going to happen. Whether mountain bikers or not, runners, we had a dog walker on Columbia Trail this past year that took the horses through the ride. The dog was off the leash. I'm a dog owner. I'm not going to say we shouldn't allow dogs on Columbia Trail. I'm going to say we need to educate dog owners. That's the way to fix that. So I just really just want to make it clear. Everything I know about equestrian interaction I've learned from interacting with equestrians, from listening to them. I don't want to get hit by a 2,000-pound animal, and I certainly don't want to injure someone on top of that animal. So it goes both ways. Let us in, and we'd love to get educated by you.
My boss tells me we go in. I would be 100% in for having any kind of education you guys need at any time, anywhere. I'd be more than happy to be 100% part of that. Absolutely.
Good evening, it's Carl from Frankfurt. The testing speakers, I think, is all. I think the testing speakers is wonderful. Let's talk about harmony. I'm a Union County resident. I've been horseback running. I can't tell you how many times. Hiking, going through. I remember when the pine farm was literally grows trees. I actually recently went back there a year ago. I couldn't believe it. I took pictures and showed my mother. I said, "Is this?" I don't remember it like this. Unfortunately, nature. My daughter is probably the complete opposite of any child out there. Does not like to sit down and watch TV. Loves to read books. Is very active. However, her little legs can't walk a lot of these trails. It's just too much. She loves to see things, nature, turtles, foxes, everything. Loves it. Can't get enough. Whether it's water, land, air, loves it. I actually saw this a week ago, and I showed it to her. And she was kind of confused why she couldn't go by the lake. She really wants to go out by the lake and have a picnic. Now, she is a road bike, she is just a regular bike, she is a mountain bike. Doesn't matter what bike you have, you can ride right around the lake, have a picnic. She loves the park at the top. She wants to get the picture kind of paint to you. She's not this little mountain biker that just wants to share her trails. She's learning, she's just absorbing anything. So when she hears that she can't do this or can't go there, or somebody said this or somebody said that, it's kind of confusing. Where I'm trying to open her up and say, hey, this is yours. You know, it's a melting pot. You know, there's so much you can learn just from County Park. Unfortunately, I can't drive her to these other parks. I don't have the time. I'm too busy working, paying my taxes for a park. When it comes to election season, every time, yes, I want to allocate money to preserve more land. To preserve the land, I really love to use it. Because I have a son who just turned 1. And I would like to have him follow her footsteps. But she's getting roadblocked. So I just asked you to pass that on to your Please. Thank you.
Hi, Lauren from Mountainside. We've talked a lot about stakeholders and about safety tonight. And a point that I want to make is that if you want taxpayers now and in the future and all the kids that we're talking about, and you also want volunteers to help clean up this nice area, then we need to keep people alive. And a lot of people in this room know for personal experience or from loved ones that being in trails is a hell of a lot safer than being on the road. So please open up the access so that we can keep people safe.
First priority, I live in Westfield, and I'm going to address biking generally in the Union County area, not just mountain biking and access to Watchung, which I think is important. But I'm also going to, I think most of us, a lot of us are road bikers, and I'm mostly a road biker, but I also commute my bike. And I say, generally speaking, Union County is not a bike-friendly place. Whether it's for mountain bikers, road bikers, commuters, it's just not a bike-friendly place. And that's a shame, because being bike-friendly adds to economic development, it adds to real estate values, it makes towns much more viable to live. So I think ignoring this sort of aspect of development is very short-sighted. And I think overall, whether it's marking roads so that we're running road bikers or commuters, we're giving access to trails and Watchung, I think that Union County should just pay more attention to this particular aspect of development in Union County. It will pay back many times over by being a whole bike-friendly place. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Andrew Beese. I'm from Union Township. I hate driving my car, and I do everything I can to not drive my car. When the park was supposed to be open, and I would commute through the park, and it would get me off the road. I try my best not to ride my bike on the road because a lot of people try to hit me just because I'm on a bicycle. My concern is being one of the people that are over on that far side, I have no access to these mountain bike trails without having to drive on the road. Even riding through the roads in the park, I have cars buzz me all the time. Not all the roads, especially coming up from the far side there, are really good to ride, so sometimes I have to go out. So the roads aren't maintained, which makes it unsafe to ride on the roads, a lot of potholes. And the safest alternative for me is to actually go through the reservation and to actually ride away from the cars, because I'd rather be hit by a tree than a car. So if there's anything you can do to like the idea of the alternating lanes is probably the fairest way versus the idea of just shutting down half the park for everybody else. So if we can probably look to that option, is probably the best happy medium versus what this is, and it would be much more palatable to the community.
I'm Matt Schwebel, I'm from Cranford. Two things that were brought up earlier that I just want to speak to. First, if you look at the age demographics of the people here, there's a demographic that's missing, and it's probably anyone between a teenager and 30-something years old. And as that trend continues, it was brought up that the park really needs more stewards and it needs a lot of maintenance. And as you have more and more people who have been excluded over the years from being able to use the park, you're going to have less people to advocate for it. And at some point in the future, someone with a lot of influence is going to put a vote up to turn half of this into a parking lot, or who knows what. And you're going to have a lot of people who just don't care about it because they've been excluded from being able to use it. The second thing that I wanted to bring up, just in terms of overall access and the safety issue, a short-term solution until we get from point A to point B, whenever that point B is, whether it's in the spring the spring. At least a short-term solution that could be more of an open test like we had over the summer. I really like the idea of alternating days. When the signs were down all summer, I was riding back there all the time. I didn't have one issue with a hiker, with an equestrian, or someone else on a bike, not one issue. Everyone was cordial, there's an etiquette, it was great, and I think it proved that Watchung already does have great mixed-use trails, and until we get to that point B moment in time, I think that in every other day, staggered kind of schedule as a test would be a great idea, especially as we're entering more of an off-season where you don't have the peak summer usage that might have concerned some people a month or two ago. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sean here in Patrick Sullivan from Westview. Yeah. The one thing, everyone's talking about safety. So one thing I've noticed about other parks in the country, whether it's the people who finds out on Long Island or anywhere else, is that they have a trail rating system so that a user can go up and say, green, blue, black, it's like any ski trail that you've ever been on. And it doesn't look like you have that here. So that if you nominate a child, a new user, someone that had bought the Huffy from Walmart, comes out and jumps on it, they don't go down the Black Diamond. If you look on the blue, there's a really, really steep hill on the other side of Sky Top that brings you down to see these ponds. If you were to take a $200 bicycle from Walmart and ride it down that, I will place a decent amount of money that it will fall apart and you'll probably come out with a broken collarbone and a broken legs. So having that trail rating system there so that people know, hey, don't go down that, or we've told you. Just like on ski resort, where if you go down through the woods on the Black Diamond, probably going to come out as a broken base from the collar. So if you have a trail rating system so that we know where we can go, and you ride the green, and the green is great, so you go to the blue, the blue's great, all right, now you can go to the Black Diamond. Having something like that would be awesome. Also, someone brought this up, but it looks like a lot of mountainside as well as summit would not be able to access the trails via bike. They would have to drive all the way over and then park and see these ponds. So having just, I understand that starting out, this is a great start. That someone brought up a while ago that 6 mile started out as 6 miles of trail. And now it has, I think someone said 15 or 18? 15 miles. So starting out at 6 miles of trail and going out to 15 miles is great. So having this as a small start and expanding on it in future years, I hope, would be awesome. But being able to ride your bike from summit or from mountainside from either end of the park to access the trails, not saying that you have to open all of them, but having corridors of access would be great so that we don't have to park places. And you can actually have kids, like the person that was 14, come out and ride, leading group rides with schools, providing that so that it's outdoor education instead of in this environment of looking at your cell phone and trying to do it. The other thing is that you go out there and you left, so I want to thank Mr. Russo for all his help. In trail crews. I grew up here in Westfield my whole life, and when I was looking at doing my school project in 2006, I went to the council in Boy Scouts and said I want to do a trail project in Watchung because I grew up hiking it my whole life. And the first thing they said is don't do it, it's too much red tape. So I looked into it and it was way too much red tape. So I wanted to say that the trail maintenance program, I've never seen it one time advertised anywhere. As I said, I'm 27 years old, I've lived in Westfield my whole life. I've never seen it advertised that you can come in. These are when it happens, this is where we meet, this is what we do. Please bring this, expect to be there for 4 hours. Jorba does that really well. They show you what they're doing, how they're going to do it, where to meet, and what to bring. So if the county does that, more volunteers overall will come. Also opening up to groups like the Boy Scouts. I was in a Boy Scout troop, I was the leader of Troop 72 in Westfield, and not once was I ever asked about any sort of trail maintenance. That's all. Thanks.
Yes. I'm also one of the trail stewards, and I've heard a lot of people say they don't know about the trail steward program. Many Ann's here, see adopted trails. You can meet with her to sign up. We meet at least once a month. There's only about 20 people, sometimes 50 or 70 people, but there are a lot of people involved in it. If you're out here and you don't see them even on Saturday, well, look it up and we'll take Ann and see it. What I would like to say is I've heard a lot of people who work with saying they'll start coming when they get access. Come now. Start working on the trails now. Don't wait for access. If you're not going to come, if you don't get access, adopt your trail, and it's online on the weekend works with me.
Just real quick. The article wants to go same time. Just something that I picked up just from a couple of comments, Jamie, if you must pull again. And I know you're going to basically go back and bring recommendations to the higher ups. And one thing that did sort of occur to me, and I heard from two people, is that a lot of us were riding here to sign it down. And the reality is a good portion of the trails are a lot of fun to mountain biking right now. They're in good shape for mountain biking, they're not in bad shape. So, with all this feedback on these people here, I think we kind of run the risk of maybe making this a bigger deal than it really is. A lot of us have been riding. We had a blast. We can't wait to get back. We don't think it's a huge, we understand that there's a big bureaucratic and government process to do it officially, but maybe one of the recommendations you can take back is, hey, we're coming into late fall and winter, the park is going to be pretty quiet. Maybe we try letting these guys in a couple times a week, certain hours or whatever, just to sort of, as a sign of good faith, and also to get these guys engaged in the process. It just might be one of the recommendations we make. The reality is it's a pretty good variety right now. It doesn't need excavators and engineers. It's in pretty good shape right now.
My name is William Ayers. Like my friend here and my friend in the back. I'm actually an original trail steward. The trail steward program we started by Benny Kelly. I've known Benny for probably 15 years. I've been doing trail work the whole time. I hardly ever make it because I'm very, very busy. I teach at Governor Livingston High School. We have 60 cross-country runners. I run with them in the reservation all the time. I'm a very, very experienced runner. I've run over 60,000 miles. I've run over 20 marathons. I've run all over the country. I've run on rail trails. I've been a member of the Rail Trail Conservancy since its founding. I'm a lifetime member of the Rail Trail Conservancy. I'm a very serious advocate of trails. I'm a very serious distance runner. In my experience, everywhere I've gone, mountain bikers and horseback riders and runners and hikers and baby carriage pushers, we've all got along great. I run out on the Purdue Trail in Pennsylvania, and I see mountain bikers all the time, and it's always hello, how you doing? Everything's friendly, everything's wonderful. In all my years of running in the reservation, which date back to 1988, I've probably been in here, and I'm not exaggerating, in the thousands of numbers of times. Probably around about 10,000 miles in this reservation alone, out of the 60,000 miles of running that I've done. I have yet, sadly, to encounter a bicycle rider who is anything but nasty. This is really upsetting to me, because I've seen a lot of bikers in the reservation, and bar none, every single one of them has been nasty. And I'm listening to this guy from Jordan, I'm like, holy cow, where are those guys? Like, this is a nice gentleman. This is a really, you know, a prepared professional person. So I think they're out there. I just haven't seen them here. It makes me sad. The group that's here, I'm sure, would be very respectful and very good at maintaining the trails. I think very spot on. The trails are very dangerous. They're very narrow. When I run with the kids, we get kind of worried about them getting hurt, twisted ankles and things. Mary used to be the trainer at my high school, so she knows what we're dealing with runners getting injured. There's genuinely kind of a fear of crowded trail, and we worry about deer hunts and things like that. We're constantly on the vigil to try and keep the kids safe. I can speak to the insurance thing. I'm a former actuary. I know all about insurance really, really well. I think there will be an increase in danger, but that's okay. You know, it's opening up something to more users to appreciate it, but I think there's romance going on here. I think there's a little bit of false advertising. They seem wonderful, don't they?
False advertising.
And, you know,
You've been in the park 10,000 times and you haven't found
not one.
Guys,
that's an absolute fact.
What about false advertising?
That's an absolute fact.
I find that
You can find it hard to believe, but it's an absolute fact. And if you'll notice, if you listen to what I say, I'm not passing judgment on it.
Yeah, you are.
I'm saying that everyone in this room, no.
And you're the one who always starts.
I'm saying everyone in this room seems very polite. And if I knew that you guys were going to be the ones that were in here, I would say yes. But we're opening the door to everyone. And this is
Excuse me. We're here for several reasons. One is to discuss this trail. That's relevant. The other is the use of the whole park. That's relevant too. What's not relevant is personal feelings. What's not relevant is arguments between individuals. Please don't do that. We're not interested in taking back to the freeholders that one individual or several individuals came up and gave their personal feelings about bicycle riders overall.
We're told this was a mountain
Sorry,
bike.
no, that's not the point. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Pedestrians run their own time and runners.
I can't literally give you.
Okay.
But like I said, the bottom line is we have to stay on point and on the subject. General, parliamentary procedure, we go. So if you have any suggestions or recommendations that you want us to bring to the thing, I'm already taking down your notes about how.
yeah, I feel like it's probably the best way to approach this is to take a portion of the reservation and have it devoted to being able to be mountain biker and have the awareness, which is kind of what you have. I'm really concerned with how like this has happened and we just haven't been aware of this happening. And it seems like now it's almost like a done deal, so we're coming in at the 11th hour.
There's no done deal. I can tell you
Okay.
right now.
It seems that way.
There is no done deal.
You know,
You've been making that point repeatedly. There is no done deal.
I like the idea of considering part of it as being a good spot for mountain biking and probably not so good for the I don't know that I think of all the possible solutions, if it has to happen, which maybe I'm thinking to that conclusion that it has to happen, then it's probably best to be having an area of the reservation devoted to it, and then an area of a reservation available to the runners and the hikers, and an area of the reservation. I mean, in Somerset County, you can't run on the horse trails. I'm okay with that.
Thank you. You made your point. All the people here want to make comments. Thank you.
Dan Ackerman, North Brunswick. First of all, I'm sorry you had that experience. Basically, in society, I would hate for us to be judged by the worst of us. And from your experience, this seems to be what has happened. I can say that we're talking about legitimizing something in the park. Therefore, you're talking about bringing an entirely different element, apparently, to village crossing. That can only be a good thing. We're looking at right now, not like only trails. And I understand there's concern about access to those trails. And I understand that there's proposals that maybe we should open up X, Y, and Z. You know, there's no reason why it ought not to. So, I can kind of see the other point as well. If I was a group that was using this park exclusively, and there's a possibility of infringement on my part of the park, I would be concerned. So I appreciate that side of it as well. I don't see any reason why the entire park would need to be opened up to mountain biking, but I do think that reasonable access for more than one location makes sense. And that's just a general statement. If you look at the growing segments of the population and whom is using parks, if we do not extend access to more user groups, we will not have the numbers to request aid from state and other agencies to fund the parks. That's just a blanket statement. So I don't see how any proposal that adds more users to a park can ultimately hurt it in the long run. That's my opinion.
We would like to wrap this up, give the opportunity for 3 or 4 more speakers if you guys feel the need to come to the microphone. But like,
it's like I speak loud enough, and it's annoying with that sound. I make still say it ain't. I'm Senator Moriarty from Mountainside. Why are mountain bikers relegated to third-class citizens? In other words, why do equestrians, why do hikers, runners have more rights than we do for use of the park?
They're never trusted because it's self-trusted.
I know there's some tree hugging zealot 30 years ago, and I don't know whether it's an actual law in the books or not, or it's just so you're saying.
I'm sorry, maybe you came in like there is actually an ordinance on the books. And we're trying to get, if we do allow mountain biking, we're trying to make it legal to do it. It's not anything to do with, we don't like mountain bikers. It's easy for me to say I wasn't around in 1995 or 96. I was not around here then, but this is what I've inherited. This is what I'm here to enforce. This is what I'm here to help accommodate. So we're not looking at one group over another. We're not looking at it who's bad, who's good. We're trying to start, as we've said in previous meetings, trying to start with baby steps to bring you guys in.
Hi, I'm Bob Penn. I'm a runner. I'm not a mountain biker. I don't own a mountain bike. But running these trails, I've never had that experience. And I don't know where it's come from. These trails are underutilized by hikers. No question in my mind. I've been hauled. I've been overhauled. And the only other point I want to make is that mixed-use trails in other county parks around the states seem to be better maintained. And that's coming from a runner.
I'm an artist from Mountainside. I've been here since 1985. Been running on the trails most of the time, around 5 miles this morning. And I came here with no mind. I'm convinced that we should open this up to bikers as well. It's underutilized, it's under-maintained. I'm convinced that the more people that use it, there will be more visibility. It will make this a better place. This area will prosper. And we should be using it, as the young boy said, we should be supporting exercise, not couch sitting. So let's get people in here. Yeah. Just mention one more thing. I am concerned about safety. I have had experiences with bikers, but it's not in terms of rudeness or anything. With these new large tires, they can go very fast down some of these cobbly kinds of trails that are out there. And I've almost been run over by someone coming down who couldn't stop in time. And you need to be concerned about that. I don't know how you handle that, but that's an issue. But dogs without leashes are a big danger.
Just to wrap things up, I just wanted to thank all the trail stewards that actually did show up here and who have been putting in a lot of time here. It's like, that's awesome, guys. Really do appreciate it, just because we are like a proposed new user group. We haven't been there yet, it's true, so we haven't been accepted there yet, and I think that we would like to be a part of that group that's actually working really hard in there, legitimately. So we don't want to like shortchange any of the work that you guys have been doing. All this talk about how it's under-maintained, we'd like to help, So I think that's wrong to take that approach and give you guys a hard time. Thank you guys for hearing us out on this, and thank you all for being here. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Chris again from Summit. I'm Toronto, I promise. I just wanted to address anyone in the room who is not cyclist by any means, who is fearful of any mountain bikes coming into the park. And you, sir, also, you pointed out you've had bad experiences, and I can almost guarantee you, again, by Chris, I promise you I'm a very friendly biker. We get along great, I'm sure. But I promise you, anyone who has had a bad experience, and I believe that they've existed, anyone who would do that sort of behavior, I promise you not here tonight. And mountain biking will be illegal for the next 100 years, and I promise you, everyone who is that person will still show up, and you'll still have that experience. No one in this room is that person. So, if the mountain bike community is allowed to help and maintain and ride the trails, we can also enforce friendly use, safe use, and anyone who is using them improperly, again, we can speak from that side and educate the mountain bikers who are not being appropriate and help them either learn the right way to do it or make sure that they're not doing it properly. So that's all. So again, apologize for your bad experiences. We'd like to make it better.
At this time, I'm going to close the microphone. I think we've got all of your comments locked down here. We now have work to do. As we stated earlier in the evening, what our plan is to go forward. We will be working with our engineering firm to make heads or tails of this plan and present it to our board and then get back to you guys. That's information for people who have come in late. I want to thank you guys for coming here, and I think all of you should, as a group, there's a lot of you I don't know, but I think Ken from Jorba, Jamie and Andrew have been great representatives of the organization. They've pretty much been bringing messages to us about what's important to you guys, so you guys should thank them. I think we saved a lot of time and covered more ground because of them. So you might want to thank them. So with that, I want to say again, thank you for coming out, and we wish you well. And
I have one more question. Sorry. Just real quick, in closing, is there any reason why you, as the park director, can't go to the freeholders and say, listen, you know, all these people come out, you get all these comments, you get people from runners to hikers to, the whole gamut. Why can't you go to them and say, you know what, let's just give them a few trails? Can you answer why you can't go back to them and say, hey, just give them a couple of trails and we'll see how it goes at the end of the year? Wintertime's coming and it's going to be less horses. Correct me if I'm wrong. People don't really ride too much in the winter. And just let's see how it goes. Why can't that be a possibility?
Pardon me if I sound, I don't know if you came here at the beginning, and I don't know if you've been part of the process all
No,
okay, because it's not going to work like that because of the way we're doing it now, which is going back with the plan, which your organization has OPRED and told us you're unhappy with. So we have said everything we do along the way, we pass before our governing body and our insurance carriers. I wish I had the power to say, yeah, come on in, this is a new organization, we're going to let you ride bikes. I think we've been saying that pretty much for the last 3 or 4 months. I think, you know, this isn't something that we don't want you to do, but we're not, it is still an illegal activity. And I, as a Parks Director, do not have the ability to make an illegal activity legal.
Even in like 2%, 3%, 4%. We have 2,200 acres. All right.